Hell yeah, it's alive. Or it's resurrected on YouTube. This live. Resurrects later. Yeah, we're doing verbal autobiography. I'm answering like a million questions about my life. Verbal autobiography is my last will and testament. I'm going to live forever, so it's my forever cringe, actually. But if I did die, I stand behind it all. It's Thursday. Post sexiest day of the week. I think I might have uvular necrosis, or I might just be worrying. A uvula looks weird to me. Doesn't hurt or anything though. I shouldn't have even looked at it. Alright. I don't have like any... I'm just going to just keep going through these questions. There's so many of them. And they help put some direction in a ramble. Alright. How do you deal with writer's block when creating new material? So, not to brag, but I write like my mind will write a lot, but it's not all funny or even usable. But like I'm a wordy bitch, and if I want to take the time to put finger to type, pen to paper, finger to type, I could write every single day. But if it's funny, no, that's a part of it. It's not a guarantee to be funny or like a joke even. So whereas like I don't really have writer's block, and that I can like write for writer's block from creating new material. I'm like, I don't know, like sometimes it's like sometimes you could break. I don't know. Sometimes it's good, I guess, to take like a break from comedy and do other things. You have other stuff to write about, but to be honest, I can't guarantee. It just pops up sometimes. I almost want to say like, if I'm like being sad, and I think, but I'm not sure on this either. I think there's been a tendency in my life maybe to sabotage myself on things, so that like I will get like sad and then get creative with it. But like I don't deal with writer's blocks. I don't really have a thing. That's how bad I'm not bragging. I like the words are so much. I have to let them out. It's not all funny. It's all fucking jokes. It's like most of it is nothing, except for like words that I let out. Okay, how can you describe your fashion sense in 3 words? Whatever the fuck I want. No, I can't. I have to do 5 words. What's your favorite drug to indulge in? Molly, for sure. I think it pairs well with every other drug. And I'm not talking about like this, like press pills. I think this can be dirty. I like it, but I don't. As an adult, like Molly's better than Coke. Molly tends to be cleaner. Like a lot of other shit that you'd be getting on the black market. Plus it's the love drug. It makes the depression that I almost always get with like any kind of hallucinogen eventually better. But I guess like weed, but this is like day 3, no weed. Except for whatever I can scrap by, which is nothing yesterday. Yesterday was probably the first day we went without weed for 24 hours in like a long ass time. I kind of had Esteban called them lo-fi vapes. I had a pretty much dry vape that I tried to get something out of before bed. But nah, I'm pretty much not on the weeds right now. That's okay. I will eventually. I'm just awaiting on abundance and learning patience. How do you cope with the challenges of mental illness while pursuing your career? Oh God, do I cope with them? I love comedy so much. It's like, I mean, okay, and I'm gonna use this as I used it as an opening joke, and it worked. And I'm gonna start using it. I definitely like next chance I get for this that I next get to do. Little bits of 5s and 7s and 10s and maybe a 15 if you're lucky, here's and there's. I want to be like, this should have all been in therapy. I think I need to address that I'm attractive on stage. Be like, all right, I know I look hot, but like, I'm fucking crazy. Everything I'm about to say right now should have been in therapy. I'm saying it here in like this bar that didn't even know there'd be comedy. And so my special then, my second special, my first special is going to be chill to this. And then my second special will be, this should have all been therapy. What advice would you give to someone struggling with an eating disorder? Hang in there, but not literally. Although when I was skinnier, I thought my neck would be better to break or would be more breakable. Probably, but like, I'm not a good knot tire. I'm not a Boy Scout. What's your favorite thing about living in Sacramento? The sun shines an awful lot in Sacramento. My family is here. A lot of them anyway. And there's not as much comedy opportunity as maybe some areas of the Bay, but like it's always like kind of good weather. I like that it gets hot here. I like hot weather. I like all the sunny days. I like that it's the capital of California. Yeah, I have people here. Like the weather people. Yeah. If you could perform, I guess, weather people comedy. If you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be? That's a good question. Ooh, I would love to go to Japan. I would so love to go to Japan. What's your guilty pleasure TV show? TMZ. I like TMZ on TV. How do you unwind after a stressful day? Well, with weed, and now I just pray to God that I make it. Without, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, God, give me some fucking peace because I don't have weed. What's the most memorable moment from hosting Dress to Kill? Oh my gosh, there's been so many. But definitely, like, the second one ever was because it had sold out, and I didn't expect it at all. And it wasn't like, I guess it was a test of, like, not a test, it was just, how do I word this? Like, I realized truly where my certain values I have are, and they're not bad. And even though, like, I've been way less successful every other time, I feel like because of those values, things will come back around. I do think that if you're good, existence will be good. It's not ever easy, especially to be good. Very rarely comfortable, but like I really, really know this. Like, I believe it like I fucking know. Alright, who would you love to have as a guest on your show? Well, my next lineup is going to be pretty fucking sick. Come out to August 10th, Dress to Kill, Callback Bar, State Golden. Those are all guests that I love having on the show. That's funny. What's your favorite thing about being a secretary? What was my favorite thing about being a secretary? Having a steady paycheck. Can you share a particular memorable interaction you've had with a coworker? It's verbal autobiography retells the same stuff. But if I was on multiple episodes of a podcast, I would be doing it. You don't have to watch this. If I do die, all of these are going to get like 2,000 more watches on YouTube. So that's what they're there for. They're my forever cringe, because I'm not going to die. But if I did, it would be my last will and testament, verbal autobiography, resurrected on YouTube. I don't know if it, like, there's like a link to it if you make the Instagram bio thing long, which, like, who does that? But if you did, hey, if I die, someone would. Oh, I'm too wordy though, and not peaceful enough. I got a message. I don't know what it is. Something like joy? I got a lot of jokes, but you can die with jokes. Yeah, so I guess I'll just go into like, well, I had kids before, students. Oh, you know, instead of sharing about like my friend dying again, I'll share about a funny story. I was thinking about it teaching. My first year as a teacher, a kindergarten teacher, they had like a little I was a kindergarten teacher, and it was like a little jogathon thing they did, and like people would sponsor the kids, and they would give like little tallies on their back every time they would make like a lap. I'm like a bad person. I think I might be a bad person, but like I'm not. So that's what my class was doing. They were like running around, and everyone's getting these tallies, and fucking stressful, tons of work, block most of it out, trauma. I do remember I find this like tally card. So here's one thing that they should have done. This is kind of on them. They should have written the kids' names on the cards. But they didn't on this, and I've worked for other like jobathon shits where they definitely could put the kids' names on the cards. They didn't. They just had like these little cards that they stuck on. So like I found a card that was just on the ground, and I picked it up and I pinned it to my chubbiest student's shirt, and I was like, "Hey dude, I found your card." And he was like, "No, that one's not mine. Like this one's mine." I was like, "No, this one's mine," because this one had hella tallies. Like the kid that had this probably outran his card. Like. And he like was kind of like, okay, like my teacher, like he's like 5, like what's he gonna say? Like I'm like clearly in charge, but that's so bad. But I pinned it on him. He also was like the kid with like one of the best personalities too. So he was funny. His name was Javian. I pinned it to his shirt, and then I don't know, like they all turned in their little card. He like turns in his little card. At that point, they write their name. They turn their little card. He kind of still feels bad about it, but doesn't really like, you know, he's just like, well, okay, like, I guess. But then he ends up winning. So they do like the next day, they have like a thing where like we tallied up everything, and here's like, so he wins a shit ton of cheap prizes. This kid deserved a shit ton of cheap prizes, at least. But it was, and then afterwards he was like, wow, Miss Thompson, that was my card. And I was like, yeah, it was, buddy. I mean, that card should have gone to waste. I didn't have time to run around trying to find whose it was. I had like 30 kids to take care of. I just pinned it on someone with good personality who I knew wouldn't get that many tallies. I swear, I'm not teaching anymore. You don't have to worry about that happening to your kids. The teachers are looking out for them to make sure they get all the cheap plastic prizes. That's a lie. Teachers probably, well, I don't know. That's not what you're supposed to do as a teacher. Okay, so that was my coworker was a student. Okay, what's the best part about being the oldest sibling? I don't know, like, there's like a part where there's like a few years, it's like, oh yeah, we're a team, me, mom, and dad, and we totally are again. We're a team again. And then it's like, even though I didn't, you know, I did what I could to help my brother grow up, and I think he grew to be a really like dope dude, like a good man. He's gonna be he's a good husband. He's gonna be a good like father. And so then I like to think that maybe I contribute a little bit as like being the team member. How has your relationship with your brother evolved over the years? It's definitely been like it's siblings are fascinating because they are always like it's such an example that there's no hard rules of thumb with life. Like me and my brother being different genders definitely does like add some differentiation, but you see it with like brothers raised by the same people. Hell yeah! Like one of my longest relationships, my longest romantic relationship was with a guy who had 9 siblings, was the oldest of 9. So like, and the one right after him was a brother who was like very close in age to him. So, and they were as different as can be. Like, it's a funny kind of thing. But I'm trying to think of like, okay, maybe I'd like put us into decades. As kids, it was awesome because I even get excited for my nephew, and I still have the same thoughts that I did with my brother when he was little. Like, when my brother was born, I was excited because I knew he'd be my friend, but I wanted him to talk because, I talk. I wanted him to talk too. And I was disappointed that he didn't come out talking right away. There was even a part of me that I'm like, oh, I can't wait till my nephew talks. And I'm like, oh, Amy, there you go again. As kids, like, we definitely, so I'm the sister and he's a brother and he's definitely taller than me, although like it is funny because it's like almost, there's always a part of me that doesn't quite like feel it, but we did wrestle as very little kids. I'm gonna say mostly before I got smaller than he was, mostly before he got bigger than I was. Like, we would wrestle, but we always really got along. I liked my brother. Like as a kid, I remember, like, I genuinely liked him. He was like a good buddy. He'd be down for games. He was always like, I used Blader when I would write scripts and stuff. He would always play like roles in my plays. I'd make my friends come over and do my like plays. He would always be down with that. He'd always be like, what role you need me to do? Like, I'm like, all right, we're playing wolves. Like, when we were really little, like whatever thing, he would always be down to play it. I liked that. I could always trust him too. I like that also. More or less, I could always trust him. Maybe not like, and what I knew I could trust him with, I could. Oh shit. Well, I'll finish this up, but I guess like, let's see, I left, because I'm going to go do eyeshadow. I need my phone for it. But I left off at, if you're on Resurrected YouTube, you don't have to even worry. It's going to be like, well, like open, close, or whatever. How's your relationship with your brother? So, we played games a lot as kids. Our teen years were kind of cool. Like, I went to a school that was hard for both of us to go to before he did. But I always thought that his class was cooler than mine, or like the kids in it seemed cooler. And it was because my brother made me cooler to them. Because that's how much he loved me, that he just could sell me as cool. In her 20s, like, I was very much like on more of, I would, I guess, say what was supposed to be like the world right track of like, okay, I always having like a solid relationship with the possibility of maybe marriage at some point, and, so possibility of family at some point, and going through college, and like becoming a career that my mom did. My brother was like a little more figuring himself out. He did like GameStop for a while. He did like a few different things at college. He was gonna do teaching, and then he decided not to do teaching, which was like so dope and brave of him. I was like that, because I was really inspired by how brave he was. That was a hard choice, and that was one I couldn't have made, but I knew it was so right for him to make it. Yeah, and then, like, me getting into my 30s, my brother has been, like, when I got out of my engagement, my brother got engaged, like, the next month, but, like, I knew he was going to get engaged, and so there was kind of, like, almost this, like, relief where it's, like, I was starting to realize that it wasn't, no one forced me to this, just how much my brain and self-hate lied to me that I had to be doing these certain things. So we were, like, switching almost in place where, like, because I was with my parents, they need, like, a kid that gets married so they can have that, like, marriage thing where they do the parents at a wedding, and like, they're gonna, they deserve grandkids and stuff. And I was in a relationship with like a totally sweet dude. Like, if ladies are looking, I wouldn't like go on, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say don't date him. He's like, it was totally just not a right thing. It's a totally sweet, okay, dude. But my brother, like, went through a really depressing where he's like, I hate people, which is funny because I'm like, I love people. He's like, I hate people. And like, very kind of like seclusion, but then all of a sudden he had this switch where he's like, I want better for my life. He like lost weight. He had been really unhealthy. Like he had really unhealthy habits. He like really checked a lot of habits. Totally like, and then in like the middle of COVID, like totally the guy that's like, you know what, I'm going to improve myself, then fucking does. In the middle of COVID goes, starts to like date and meets his wife on like one of the very first probably ones he went on. Like, they got married the next year. They're about to have their first kid now. So there is like the last several years where I've been like, oh my God, turns out I don't want to get, I don't know, I break off my engagement. He got engaged and then it's like, turns out I'm a comedian. But first I'm doing drugs, but I'm still a good person. And he's like, get married. And then I'm like, all right. And turns out I'm a comedian. He's like building up buying a place and like all that other shit. Well, inheriting a place, but also buying a place. Because, you know what? They never make anything easy. Litigation or what the fuck ever. Laws. But yeah, I'm going to go do my eyeshadow. That's a complicated ass question. How is it involved? It has like, it's, I don't know how to, other than just saying, I guess, like, sibling story from my thing. Like, I can't, that's I feel like we're still the same. Like, it's just that we've both grown and then, like he has this dope tiki bar over there. Like I 4th of July like weekend like went over there and drank and hung out and stuff. It's awesome. So it's like we're still friends, but because we've grown as people, like the like sibling kind of relationship, friendship is different too. From the days of like he used to have this thing called a volcano. Oh my God, this vape thing called a volcano that would fill up like these big bags of weed and just like smoking that for hours and watching him play video games. And I was like, that used to be it. I don't have my glasses on. I hope I look okay. All right, I'm going to put on eyeshadow. And we're back. Yeah, it's live. Alright, damn. I'll be honest, I kind of wanted to keep listening to music, but I'm going to soon anyway, so. I definitely won't be fucking doing this while driving. Although I do think a great idea that someone gave me, Giovanni Valencia, if you know him, gave me years ago was like doing a podcast because at the time we were like new comics. We would often, I mean, I guess now still we drive for shit. I don't like really get booked, but also I have a hard time answering messages, so I get it. Catch me in the wild? No, I get why. Okay, so I leave it up. It's very overwhelming for me, messages. I feel like it was like one of my most common talked about like topics with my therapist. It's like I need to stop doing therapy and just answer some fucking messages. But I also think that like Instagram makes it really difficult. And you're trying to top that with 2 other messaging things. I've probably been a year since I've like actually like I things will pop up at the right time. Also, I am trying to get like a new thing I want to do is try and get in the habit of like scanning for like keywords that might be for bookings, but then I feel so fucking guilty because I have all these good messages that I should answer and not just be a scammy little bitch scanning for bookings. Like all these messages are precious and it stresses me out. I don't have enough precious words sometimes. I have so many words, but they're not the right answers. The sheer amount of people like that deserve a quality response reminds me how much of a piece of shit I am every time I open my messages. Ugh, it's a battle for me. Hopes and prayers and shit. That's all I got. That's why I have to give them. That's all I'm running on. Hopes and fucking prayers. No weed. Alright. What's your favorite memory with your brother? Oh, shit. That's so hard. I feel like there's been a lot of uncomparable memories, and I think that the future has so many more too. I'm trying to think of like maybe like a funny one. Okay. I don't think this is going to be funny to anyone else. I don't know if it will be, but this was something that made me and my brother crack up when we were real little kids. Like, this was the age when, like, he would start, and it's so funny for my brother, too, because when he did learn to talk, he was, like, shy. So he actually probably would talk more to me than a lot of other people, which then would make me answer for him. Because I'm like, this kid doesn't want to talk. I'm like, I'll just say it. I'll just say what he wants. And, like, he wouldn't get upset. He'd be like, just a little shy baby. But he did hella talk. So then I kind of got like the thing where like they thought I was a bully like Angelica because like knowing my brother wouldn't talk. But the thing is we would talk, and I was not like he had a very cute sense of humor. One of like the earliest like I'm the funny one for sure, but we were little, like he might have been like 4 or 5, and so then I would have been this joke was this good, I remember it. I probably was like so if he was 4 or 5, I was 7 or 8. And it was Christmas time, and we had like this little train that would go around our Christmas tree. And one of the games that me and my brother would play is that I had all these like little plastic animals, and like the train was kind of his, so like when the train would come around, my animals would like board the train, and then he would take them around the track, and they come back and they'd unboard. Like that was like a game we would play with this train. But I would start all these little plastic animals. And then, like, cause if you put a big one on, it wouldn't go all the way around to fall off. You have to go rescue it from like behind the Christmas tree. But I had gotten, I went to like, I don't know, some kind of, I'd gone to some kind of fair or something. I got this animal, and it was a big animal, but it was magnetic. So it was like bigger than all my other little plastic stuffed animals, and it was magnetic. So this one could ride the train. And I like my brother planned the train ride game around the Christmas tree, and then I was like, "Oh shit, Joe! Like I got a new thing to ride the train," and I went and got it, and I put it on, and he's like, "Oh, the hobos will be eating like kings tonight." I don't know where he heard about hobos or connected them to trains. And even now, he was like 4 or 5, but like me as a kid, I don't know. I wasn't necessarily. I guess I was old soul enough to understand hobos and trains, but it made me laugh so fucking hard. And to this day, we'll use that as a thing. Like, oh yeah, the hobos will be eating like kings tonight. It's like it makes no sense. But that is, yeah. So that's one of my favorite memories of my brother. I think it makes me laugh even fucking thinking about it. It's just so ridiculous. I can like remember it perfectly. And just like he was always like the little conductor. And he like the solemnness he said it as he sent off. God, I love that. Fuck, that's why I'm a comedian. So the senses of humor that I grew up around and grew up with, like, so fucking funny still to me. So funny to me still. So cute, so fucking cute. Oh my god, his son's gonna be dope. Oh, that's funny. Okay, how do you navigate family dynamics while living with your parent as an adult? I feel like they should. I feel like it's like way easier for me. Like, have you ever lived in a dope house that just gets cleaned like on its own? Me, I do. Stay-at-home daughter kind of fucking rocks. I try to be like good personality. I try and like. They've been watching Korean drama, so I'm like, I wanna watch the Korean drama, and then I can talk with them about it. I should have watched it with them, but I'm so like ADD, especially at this point in life. I'm not like unsatisfied, but I'm a little unsettled. So like sometimes if I ever had a hard time multitasking and watching TV, I especially as of late few years had a hard time sitting down watching TV. Huh? What's the most valuable lesson you've learned from your parents? Like love, the value of my parents. I've always valued people over profit, and they're not even like necessarily the types that are like, oh, like these are just, you know, fuck everyone else and these are my people. They're very much the people that are like open to more people or like loving people, and like I grew up with such a it's almost like it made me bad with like shit, but it's such a I guess, like, sweet, generous spirit. Like, I remember getting Pokemon cards, and the thing I was most excited about was sharing them with my friends. Like, just being like, I was like, when I get to school, we're going to play the you pick one, I pick one game. And I would get to pick first because they were mine, but then, like, after that, I let my friends pick, and then they could have those ones. It was hard for me to have good things. The best part about having good things is sharing it. Like, that's, like, literally, I grew up, and that wasn't just genuinely believed. I genuinely felt that. I went into school with that being like, that's the thing, like, that. And my parents definitely modeled that. My parents are, like, very much, like, you know, they had friends that would come over frequently. Always had, like, you know, family friends, and then friends that are, like, you know, they're friendly with our family too. So, just very much, like, good things were meant to be shared. And yeah, hell yeah. And that also meant that, like, clearly like, you know, I had my, like, needs met and stuff as a child, definitely, too, because, they took care of me. Yeah, they were, like, generous people. My dad, for his parents, one thing that he said, that I think this was really cute, is he said that, like, growing up, they weren't rich. Like, my dad's parents weren't rich, but he always kind of felt like they were. He didn't really realize they weren't, because, like, everything my Nana and Papa could do for their kids, they would do. So, like, any kind of, you know, taking care of, or, like, good things, even treats and stuff, like, whatever they came into that was good. And, like, I think my parents also, like, we definitely have more than my dad's parents did, but, like, anything they had wasn't worth, like, not sharing, I guess. Yeah. That. Alright, what's something you wish more people understood about mental illness? That we all fucking have it. Let's be real. You're seriously out there, just not depressed at all, no anxiety, no problems, yeah, whatever. We're all mentally ill. It's impossible not to be the way fucking shit is. We dope. Shit could be doper for us. So you understand. You don't need me to answer it. How has comedy helped you cope with your struggles? Oh my God, comedy changed my life. Never had anything like comedy before in my entire fucking life. It's my creative outlet. It's my way to create. And I don't know, there's something about creating that just feels so fucking good. It's added value to something I already was creating. Just like, wow, tons of words. When I started comedy, I just had the huge documents of random thoughts I'd had and just thought were nothing but letting out words. Like, I don't know, I didn't post them anywhere. Like, I laughed to myself. I guess they were just my own self-massaging. Like, oh, hey, that's funny. Getting out the words, but like, that easily made me build my first 5, which of course I bombed on. But I've continued to work on it. Refining a lot of that into jokes, and also continually writing more. I don't suffer from writer's block. I'm not bragging. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, these words might need to be stopped, but I think if someone cut out my tongue, my head would just explode. What's your favorite joke you've ever written? I think this one just like the acid. I have no favorites. They're my children. But I do really appreciate my introductory joke with my name, because it's so fucking convenient as a new comic to have a joke that more or less always gets laughs that introduces yourself. That is like, that's a fucking, I would say, hey, that's something. I went through probably a year and a half of comedy before I got down a joke introducing myself with my name that was more often than not almost guaranteed funny. And I always get, if I don't get a lot of laughs on it, I get some chuckles. That. It's like, I can't even remember how I used to begin. I think I used to just do, man, I don't want to give away. My openings are very special because they depend on the audience. They can't be like, I might not, I will feel bad if I get, I really recommend just supporting live comedy in general. It balances tragedy. We need more senses of humor. How do you find inspiration for new material? Life, observations, remembrance. I fucking love writing with other people, but I worry to the point of, like, I think it dominates sometimes, not like in great material, but in just talking way too fucking much. Can you share a joke that didn't land as well as you hoped? Oh shit, yeah. Damn, now I kind of want to look at my joke list for this, because I have a few of them. Actually, can I share a whole list of why are these not getting hits? Because I think they're really fucking funny. Oh, hold on. Yes, are you guys heading out?
Yeah, say hi to your fans.
Hi, my mom's not watching. She's going on a boat. She's cooler than I am. I look boat hot, though. It's hella hot, too. Outside. I've never seen the boat. It's in my family. It's actually a family boat. It's not my parents. It's my dad's youngest sister and her husband, my aunt and uncles. They deserve it. Hell yeah. It's like, I deserve comedy. I don't always get booked, but I'm going to take my 5s, my 2s, my 7s, and my 10s, and my 15s when I get lucky. God, I want to share all the jokes that didn't. See, I know exactly which one I would have shared, but last night at Deaf Puppy, this joke got the laugh it deserved. And now I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah, I've been working on it. I guess I'll share that one. Okay, so my being, like, the only place I'm brave being at a buffet, and of course I've been working on it, so the reason I think it wasn't getting laughs is because sometimes it's just such slight change in word choice or the way that you, like, present things or paint the scene. But I think I have clips posted. I mean, if you want to scroll through all that, I highly recommend it. Scroll through all my shit. The one about, like, the place that I feel most brave being the parking lot of all-you-can-eat sushi buffet or the casino buffet after I've got my money's worth. That one hasn't gotten as much laughs as I have wanted it to. It started to get a more... I've been really working on it and the way that I word it, and it got more laughs. And then the order, I think, also matters, too. The order I did the jokes at Deaf Puppy, where, like, a lot of the just being beat upable stuff I left out, because it's, like, Deaf Puppy, and it's, like, a very dog-friendly place, which is so cool. I went right into, after, like, introducing myself, dog-eat-dog world, because dog place, and then something about that, and then cutting right to the buffet, when going right from, if it was a dog-eat-dog world, I'd be a chihuahua, which usually does get laughs. To the, where I do feel I would be most brave without all the other shit about being beat upable, made the brave thing actually, like, do better with less beat upable, with less of the whole, I have like 5 minutes of being beat upable, and with less of that, the being brave and the parking lot buffet hit harder, like, just, yeah. So now I'm like, it hadn't been landing, but now it does its little, like, I don't know, like a gymnastics shit. It's not too young to compete, this joke. It's been working on it. Alright, and that's the end. Oh yeah. Thank you for existing. Hang in there, not literally. I know it's not easy. And very rarely comfortable. But be good, and it'll be good. Really. Really. I promise.